The end of the season is upon us, but the Raptors still gotta play some games, and somebody almost drops 40 tonight. Raptors played the role of spoilers and faced off against the Bulls. The Bulls need to win all their games, and they need a little help from Washington losing a few games to get into that playoff play-in spot. They're 2 games behind after beating the Raptors tonight. So it remains to be seen if the Bulls make it. But this Bulls team, so much talent, just no chemistry, no effort on the defensive side of the game. And this doesn't look like they have a leader on the court. Like Levine comes in, drops like 20 points, 24 points, whatever. But it's not like a 24 points that helps you win games. It's just like, oh, he just goes out there and does whatever he needs to do for himself, and then he leaves the game. Vucevic, I don't think these guys run a pick and roll with Vucevic enough, because he's got all the skills that you need from a big man. He's got the outside touch. He's got a little post game. He can score mid range. He can score in the lane. Like, he's got all the skills that you need from as offensively, but they only use him for pick and pop. Otherwise, he has to create for himself, and honestly, that's not the most efficient way to use Vucevic, in my opinion. If the Raptors and Nick Nurse had Vucevic, he'd be like putting up 22 and 12 on this team. That's how great the Raptors would make him. If the Raptors can make Khem Birch look this good, what do you think the Raptors can do with Vucevic? So he's just a talent that's wasted away. And this versus Bulls team, yeah, Kobe White, he had 17 and 10, but I thought he would really emerge as a starting point guard earlier on. But it's like they're still going back with like Satoransky or Kobe White to see who's the starting point guard there. Then you had a bunch of other high first round draft picks in like Denzel Valentine and all sorts of guys on the bench who really don't have a role, like a legitimate role on what they can do and what they can't do. So it's that Bulls team is really up in the air. You got Markkanen, the 7th pin, coming off the bench. Just doesn't make any sense. Either trade him or like put him as your starter. Like, when he's starter, he's averaging like 20 points per game. It just doesn't make any sense for him not to start. But it is what it is. Raptors got blown out today. But you know what? Throughout the entire game, after that, in that second quarter, the Raptors were down big. But in that third quarter, the Raptors cut it to 12. And honestly, they couldn't like make a huge push after they reached 12 points of a deficit. Throughout the entire second half, they were just hovering there. And then, you know what? They ended up losing by 12 points. It's just the irony of it. But Stanley Johnson, guys, Stanley Johnson is looking for a contract, and he played hard, super aggressive. Was the guy that was creating shots for people as well. 35 points from him, 6 threes, which is like shocking because he doesn't hit threes. And he was aggressive. He was bouldering through guys, running, going downhill, just hitting guys, getting to the free throw line. He was doing it all tonight. But honestly, this Raptors team needs guys like that who are aggressive on this bench lineup. Just Gary Harris. Keep saying Gary Harris. Jalen Harris started for the Raptors today. It was him, Flynn in the backcourt with Stanley Johnson, Watanabe, and Birch. Watanabe, I would like to see a little more of him, but he got injured and he's got a right ankle soreness and left the game after the first quarter. And it's the same injury that he suffered earlier on this season. So to me, that's tough. That's tough because re-injuring the same injury just makes you just less, you just keep thinking about it more and you just become less aggressive. And honestly, hopefully it's an early recovery and a fast recovery for Watanabe, because the Raptors could really need him. First off, because the Raptors aren't really playing that many guys. Secondly, the Raptors could really want to see his development, to see what he could become. But tough loss for him there. But Jalen Harris really showed out tonight. His 3-point shot is good, and he's got a great high off the top of the glass ability to finish. He's a big guy. He's able to finish over the big guys as well. So it's nice to see that. But the predictability of him is really concerning. All his passes are easily read, and the Bulls are not a good defensive team. So if they're reading it, any good team would be 2 steps ahead. In this game, the Raptors were trying to figure out which guys are dependable for next year, and Jalen Harris was given the reins in the second quarter, and he couldn't create efficient shots for everybody on the court. He's not a number 1 point guard. It looks like he's probably a number 2, but he just doesn't know how to create yet, and that comes with the growing pains. He's got to figure out a way to get by defenders, create for others, and make the right passes and look away the passes that he's trying to make. So it makes it hard to read. But Jalen Harris has that problem going for him. But 7 of 12 shooting, a good shooting night from him. Only 1 rebound, no assists. So that's definitely 2 areas where he could really work on. Malachi Flynn, the opposite. He was a good shooter, shot the 3 ball well off the pick and roll, and honestly his passing was great. He found Jalen Harris like on a nice bounce pass to get that dunked in this game. But he's got the vision, he knows how to create. I just got to see a little more consistency with his jumper. It's flat at times. He takes ill-advised shots as well. It's just still need a little bit more from him. He needs to be more efficient. He needs to be more aggressive, creating, pushing the pace, telling guys where to be and how to run the pick and rolls and stuff like that. 16, 4, and 7 looks good on paper, but the 5 of 19 is concerning. That's almost 25% shooting from the field. Kem Birch played well against his ex-teammate Vucevic. He had a decent game. He had some good looks inside, missed a couple from the Jalen Harris pick and rolls, but otherwise, I think that's what you're going to get from Kem Birch, like a 14 and 7 or like a 12 and 8 kind of guy. Just solid bench production. And then Aaron Baines came in. He played all right. Baines hit a couple good baseline shots, and he seemed aggressive. He had set some good screens, but still, defensively, he's not there. He just keeps falling back and back and back into the paint and just allowing guys to just throw up easy floaters to the lane. And offensively, he's not really being challenged. People are not respecting him. So he becomes a liability in that aspect. But otherwise, this Raptors team is really trying to find guys. I think Stanley Johnson earned his contract tonight. He can shoot the 3 ball. He has potential to shoot it. Plus, he's a big guy, can really play the 4 spot as well as the 5 spot at times. So you can really use a versatile guy like that. Bembry, you gotta keep. He had some great cuts tonight. Hit the 3 ball. Just a better and smarter defender, a good veteran. And honestly, there's a couple guys you want to keep, a couple guys you're gonna not want to keep, including I think the Raptors don't pick up the second year option on Baines. I think the Raptors let him go. 2.2 million seems a little more too much. I think the Raptors signed him for, and I don't really see the Raptors signing him going to the next season. But Malachi Flynn shooting problems, Jalen Harris turnover problems. You're seeing some of the development, some of the flaws, but you just gotta work them out. Gotta get those kinks out, and there'll be better players going forward. But Stanley Johnson, beast tonight. 35 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Who is this guy? LeBron James. This guy's putting up crazy numbers tonight. But it was great to watch him play. His 3 ball, I'm still not confident in watching him shoot the 3 ball, even though he made 6 threes tonight. It'll come and go. I feel like he's just too streaky of a shooter, but it is what it is. If Raptors you would just keep seeing more and more development from the young guys. As the young guys are going to play for the rest of the games. This is the 3rd last game of the season. As the rest of the starters, they're all just watching from the bench, cheering their teammates on. Let me know what you guys think of tonight's game. Like, share, and subscribe to the Raptors Wrap Up. Smash that like button, guys. Until next time. Peace.